Oh, hello. I was just playing with my muffins. Thank you for joining me for Veg with Lisa Live. I'm Lisa. This is definitely live and unscripted, as will be very, very evident. And today I am going to show you how to slay your muffin top with the help of my special guest, Muffy, the Muffin Top Slayer. Let me bring her on. Oh, hello. Yes, it's just me, Lisa. Muffy is my alter ego, and you see, she has some truth to spew about those muffins that we may be eating. So I know, I've been talking a lot this month. Hi, Susan. If you're watching, if you've tuned in, please say hello so that I know that you're here. COVID, blah, 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 all of this business. We were indulging in comfort foods. We're maybe eating more muffins and banana breads and watching more Netflix and doing all that than we normally would. And if you've been tuning in this month, I've been talking about doing more of the things you love and reading more labels. So Lisa, hi Emily, Lisa is here to tell you to do more of what you love. And Muffy is here to tell you to read some more labels so you can slay that muffin top, because the muffins, the packaged muffins that you're buying or the muffins that you're getting at your local coffee shop may not be the best for our health goals. Okay, so today I'm so excited. I'm going to make some mixed berry, actually blueberry and raspberry almond muffins, and an extra special bonus. I'm going to show you a little trick that you can do. Hi, Annie. Muffs are so hot right now. I am going to show you a little trick to do if you're making your own non-dairy milk and you've got all that pulp left, like almond pulp coming out of your ears, and you don't know what to do with it. Well, I'm going to show you how you can put that in your muffins to make them even healthier, and then you don't feel so bad about throwing all that stuff away. Okay, wow, we have got to get cooking. But before we do, I was just super curious. I was pretty sure my intuition was right, but just to confirm, to fact check myself, I looked up one brand of commonly purchased packaged muffins online, and here's the ingredient list. And I'm sure you all know that when you read a label, the ingredient that is listed first, that's the most. That is in the thing the most, you know what I mean. So in these muffins, the number one ingredient, sugar. Gotta slay that. No. Sugar is the number one ingredient. I mean, you might as well just mainline it, right? The second ingredient was white flour. So we've got sugar, we've got white flour, then we've got some other stuff. Oh, soybean oil. That's a really good quality ingredient. Eggs, fine, unless you're plant-based. Oh, by the way, this is a blueberry muffin. Then we get to blueberries. Last on the list. What do you think? No wonder we're all getting muffin tops. No. Okay. First of all, do you like my Star is Born earrings? I put them on, thank you. Emily gave me these, my friend Emily gave me these because Muffy thinks that she's gonna take over the show, and I wanted to remind her who's boss. All right, so back to our, hi Randy, back to our mixed berry, blueberry, raspberry, almond muffins. So one of the ways actually, let me just turn you down here. I like to counter all of that. Oh, shush. Oh, you know what, I almost forgot something. Really, really important, and that is to take care of your mise en place. That means, it's a fancy French word for get your shit together and ready before you start cooking. And you can see I'm not very good at it. But in this case, it means prepping. Hi, Ellie. In this case, it means prepping your muffin pans. I like to use these silicone cups, these little silicone cups, because, a couple reasons. Let me show you. After you've baked your muffin, I know I'm getting out of order here. Look, they pop right out. The other reason I like to use those little silicone cups is because they're reusable. Single-use ingredients, plastics, blah, blah, blah. It's ruining our planet. Okay, so mise en place, get your shit ready. Okay, oops, pardon my French. So I like to use a combination of some good for you flours instead of that white flour that's in those bad muffins. And to start, I've got spelt flour. I like to use half and half. Spelt is an ancient grain. It is not gluten-free because it comes from a form of wheat. However, because it's an ancient variety, even people with gluten insensitivities tend not to be bothered by it. Now, if you're celiac disease, you can't eat this because it is gluten. But spelt has a lot of protein. Ask me where I got my protein in my muffs. Okay, then I also like to use, look at this. Can anybody guess what kind of flour this is? Susan, I bet you know. This is buckwheat flour. I love to use a combination of this spelt and this buckwheat flour. Yep. Yeah, so good. Okay, in goes a little stuff we need for baking. Remember, baking is a science, so you can't just go tossing stuff in. A little bit of salt, a little bit of baking powder. All right, and then here comes the other white stuff, sugar. We really need sugar in most quick breads, muffins, things like that. However, I like to use organic cane sugar. You might be able to see it's got a little bit of a brown color. It's not quite so processed as all that white sugar that's in those bad muffins. So in goes the sugar. And I know that looked like quite a bit, but this is going to make 12 pretty good size muffins. So, you know, there's probably not that much per serving, much less than when it's the leading ingredient. Okay, what have I got next? All right, your wet ingredients. Okay, so if you watch the milk and almond episode, you know I like to use non-dairy milks and I like to use almond milk sometimes. This recipe of mine calls for soured non-dairy milk. So you can see, if you can see it's a little curdly. Yeah, this would be, so if you've been baking for a while, this would have been buttermilk. Yeah, but now we want to use non-dairy milk because it's a little bit better for us. So to curdle your non-dairy milk, you simply mix it with a little bit of apple cider vinegar or lemon juice. We need some oil, but it's not that nasty non-organic soybean oil. I like to use either grapeseed oil or in this I'm using avocado oil. Yep, so not much, it was just 1/4 of a cup. And then this is my other super secret Muffy ninja secret, flax eggs. Yes, so if you missed the episode where I show you how to make flaxseed substitute for eggs, you can scroll down my page or it's on my website. Yeah, this is such a fantastic way to add a little bit of fiber, a little bit of protein, and those good omega-3s to your muffins so they're not so devoid of nutrition. All right, so just to kind of mix things up easier, I like to mix all of my wet ingredients together. I'm sure that's a baking trick my mother taught me. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of vanilla. It's not soy sauce, I know it looks like it. If you have almond extract, that would be really good because we're gonna put almonds in this recipe as well. Yeah, okay, so I've got soured milk, avocado oil, flags, vanilla. All right, so into my combo flour that goes, remember I've got spelt for extra protein and fiber, and buckwheat, which buckwheat is gluten-free, by the way. So these muffins they're close to being gluten-free, nearly. Yes, they're so good. Oh, I know they're good. Okay, here comes this really cool part. So if you make your own non-dairy milk, you know you're left with all of this pulp. And what to do with the pulp? Well, there are a lot of things you can do with it, and if it stresses you out, just throw it in your compost. But I like to save it, and it's fantastic in baked goods. It's great in these muffins. Now, I can hear some of you whining, what if I don't make my own milk, and what if I don't have the pulp? No worries, I'll get to that. All right, so I'm gonna throw that almond pulp in there. Yeah. When you're making any kind of quick breads like this, you wanna stir till just combined. Then I've chopped some almonds, not the pulpy ones. So if you don't have the almond pulp, you'll just use a little bit extra chopped almonds or a little bit more fresh fruit. Yeah, doesn't really matter. You can use any combination of goodies. Actually, dark chocolate chips would be really good, or cacao nibs. Okay, and then here comes the fruit. Yes, so I'm using a mixture of raspberries and blueberries filled with antioxidants. They're so good for you. Yeah. there's a lot of berries going in here. It's not the last ingredient like those ones. So again, if you don't have the pulp, use some more berries, use some more nuts. Oh, yes. Okay, cool. Now, let me get my pan that I was so organized and I prepared ahead of time. And I'm going to show you, this is so easy. So you just scoop them in. I wash my hands, scoop it in. That is all there is to it. This could not be any easier. Hi, Nikki. My friend Nikki actually gave me my almond cow, which is what I'm using these days to milk my own almonds, and that's how come I have that pulp. So you may have noticed I was just picking out some little berries to place on the top so that they look nice and pretty. Okay, that was kind of a blop. That's okay, doesn't matter. It comes clean. Okay, now let me show you one last trick to make it pretty. Again, you can save some little berries out, and I meant to do that, but I forgot, so no big deal. You can just save some little berries out or put some chopped nuts on. Or I really like to use, my friend Emily gave me this, isn't that pretty? It's toasted coconut shreds. I like to put that on top of these. And you don't have to do any of this, but presentation and showing up is half the battle, my dears, so make it pretty, right? Especially if you're just cooking for yourself. All right, so I'm not gonna do the rest of that so I don't have to bore you. I'm just gonna look this batter because there's no egg. Now let me show you the final product. Let me get a real, oh yes. Here's a nice looking one. Isn't that gorgeous? Gorgeous. Hi, Dick. Isn't that pretty? Okay, here we go. These are plant-based, but don't let that scare you. They're absolutely delicious. Oh, man. I just took these out of the oven before I got on. I wish you could smell them. They're amazing. Look at that. Berries in there. These are so good. Number one ingredient is not sugar. There is no bleached, devoid of nutrients flour in here. There is no nasty soybean oil. There are no eggs. There is pure love in these muffins. If you want the recipe, shoot me a message. I'll be happy to share it. If you want to know how to make flakes, check out my website, www.lisamurphyllc.com. And I will see you next week on Veg with Lisa Live.